Welcome to CNC Underground After Hours, the podcast for people who live somewhere between G-code, production deadlines, and accidentally becoming the boss. I'm Jessica, and today I'm joined by someone who went from cosmetics counters to cutting metal and didn't just survive the career change, but now runs the whole operation. Rachel Marshall is the owner and operator of Excel Machine Manufacturing in Utah. She works side by side with her husband, Luke, in their small family-run CNC shop. And together they've built a business on grit, personality, and a culture that works even when the team is just the two of them. Online, she's known as the Lathe Babe. She's an advocate for women in manufacturing. And when she's not running the shop, she's training for her next bodybuilding competition or hunting down treasures on Facebook Marketplace. Today, we'll talk about what it's really like to run a small shop with your spouse, how to stay small by choice, and why the trades need to be a bigger spotlight for the next generation. Rachel, welcome to the Underground. Thank you for joining
me. So
me.
excited to be here. Yeah, absolutely.
So bring me back. April 2022, how did you go from retail and cosmetics to running a CNC shop?
It was a change for sure. But I mean, definitely now looking back, I think there were parts of, my work career being in cosmetics and some of the things about it that I can tie into machining now, actually. So it kind of blends in a little bit, believe it or not, and I can explain that a little later. But, I definitely was a little bit like, wow, Luke is my husband. And I'm like, you understand that this is like me probably asking you to sell concealer, just, by tomorrow, right? I mean, totally different arena, but it's been a great change. And he needed help. I mean, his parents were entering retirement, and also he's grown up with his parents running this shop. And I think he's seen that example of what can come out of that. And it's a lot of hard work, a lot of, going through ups and downs and things and communication and that. But we've now been married almost 16 years on Friday. So, I mean, he's definitely seen, different jobs I've had throughout that time, skill sets, strengths, where we can complement. So he asked me to join Excel, and that was in April of 2022. And it was actually after I had a brief stint in financial aid and quality assurance. So there was a layoff with my job previously. And I'd never been laid off or anything before. It was always by choice where I changed careers. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is a horrible feeling. Like, what do we do? But it actually ended up being great timing. And here we are in 2025. And I honestly, I don't know if I could ever go back to the 9 to 5.
Yeah, you have a lot of really cool things going on.
Yeah. And it's been great. I mean, this manufacturing is so stinking cool. It is so great. And I actually almost feel a little bit guilty that I haven't given Luke, my husband, more credit for what he does all these years, because he's been machining for a long time.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard. What was the biggest surprise, do you think, or shock that maybe you didn't know about, or just really genuinely surprised you when switching over?
It's kind of, now I have these, I guess what you call it, manufacturing goggles, but not realizing how much we take for granted around us that has an engineer behind it, a machine, someone operating that machine, an idea to even start with, and then something come to life. And there's so much around us that involves manufacturing. And I'm like, holy cow, like that is really cool. But I mean, also just, it's not just pushing buttons. I mean, it is, shop talk is like another language. I mean, me sitting around when I first started at these lunch meetings and things, I'm kind of like, I have no idea,
Yes.
What this is.
It's so true.
I still run into that. I mean, I'm still absolutely learning a ton. I mean, there's always stuff to learn, but yeah. But also just how smart, how skilled, these people in manufacturing, these men and women in manufacturing are, and what they do day in, day out is pretty cool. It's
so true. I was talking to a DMG Mori rep the other day on a different episode, actually, and we were talking about something similar where he was explaining to his kids who are getting ready to go to college the benefits of the trade, and talking about how literally everything is involved in manufacturing, like a door. People don't, as simple as that. You might not think how that would be involved in manufacturing, but the hinges, the lock, everything stems from that. And there's so much beyond just that, where manufacturing is literally involved in everything and how important the trades really are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And on that note, with it being involved in so much, we still need people to be carrying these skills forward and applying them. I mean, we're still going to need so many of these things just for everyday life too. I mean,
Yeah.
I need my dumbbells too to have a good knurl on them. You know what I mean? Like that can't stop. So those need to still be made. So yeah, absolutely. And, you know, coming from a federal financial aid, I was an officer for a couple of years, and seeing how much tuition is, and going through college myself, I remember how much tuition was. I mean, it's skyrocketed since then. I mean, and just that information being spread to the youth about the traditional college just not being your only option, and getting that fire and those light bulbs to click on about what really kind of has, you know, their passion, or, you know, catches their interest. Maybe working with your hands is something you would enjoy, but, you know, even off the shop floor, there's lots of things in manufacturing you can do. It doesn't have to be dirty. It's not just a shop floor. There's a lot of skills that can be integrated within the world of manufacturing that makes this manufacturing world go round. We need all of it, not just shop floor people. So,
I totally agree. I was reading an article the other day, actually, about the influence that women have specifically in manufacturing, and how we have different skill sets that haven't really been taken advantage of necessarily. And so that's just always something to consider too. And in the roles that you have, the role that I have, like these are all considered within the manufacturing industry. And you might not be on the shop floor, that there's just different things that we can all do.
Oh yeah, we can definitely benefit, you know, a work culture. There's, I think, a well-roundedness women can bring inside, you know, a work environment. I mean, for the first 2 weeks or so when I came to Excel, I didn't touch a machine. I mean, that wasn't like the first full focus just yet. I mean, there were a lot of things that Luke wanted to really have me do around the shop that really haven't been touched in a while, because when you're off a machine, you're not making money. So, I mean, there's lots of fine details I was able to catch, like, hey, we should fix this up or reorganize this, or how is this working for you? Do you think we need to redo it? I mean, you know, material shelving or something. So I just was really kind of gutting the shop, making it a little bit more accessible. I mean, Luke's a pretty organized guy. I think it's a machinist thing, like toolboxes, like there's a space for, I mean, he's great at that. But yeah, I mean, there's just, and then there's things with just communicating and talking with sales and emails and phone calls and greeting people at the front desk. I mean, there's just lots of things that, you know, women, I think, can bring, and just like a well-roundedness to a work environment. But we pick up quickly too. So if you want to throw us on a machine, we can. I mean,
absolutely. I was going to say that just because we don't see it as frequently, I think it is becoming more popular to have women on the shop floor, and it's absolutely something that they can do. So,
oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not traditionally trained, but having great mentors is wonderful. And for those mentors to be willing to take a little bit of time, you know, with up and coming, you know, employees or women that just have a little bit of interest, and almost with us women too, it has to be on us a little bit to not be afraid. Also, just get in there, try it out, and just see what happens. And especially if you have the confidence of having a good mentor by you, I think it's the opportunities are endless, and you can do it.
100%. Was there a moment that you can think of where you were like, okay, I do belong here, I love being here, that brought you to the point of where you don't think you could go back?
Ooh, I just think kind of especially I think after this year, because our first year with Luke and I running the shop, there was a lot of just paperwork and transferring of information, and we changed the name a little bit. We were making all these big moves, and so that was a lot on us too. I'm just going to be honest, like it was just a lot of appointments, inspections. This guy's got to come in and look things over, and we got to go to this city office and blah blah blah. But I would say this year, though, after all of last year, we've gone through all of that and we have some great work moving forward. I'm able to help, and I've gotten that reassurance from Luke. And I guess those pats on the back, you can say that, like, I appreciate what you did for me today. Like, this
That's
was really
great.
helpful. Like, those mean a ton to me. And to also have the confidence I can see now with my in-laws that, wow, these two took over our baby. I mean, they had this shop for 25 plus years before we took over, and started from a garage to a building, and to see it continue. I mean, that gives me
Yeah,
all the
that's
confidence
great.
in the world. I'm like, okay, I think I can do this. Like, and it's fun
Yeah.
and I enjoy it. And my husband and I are still together. So
I
we're
was
doing all
gonna say you're
right.
still married, so something's going right.
I guess, yeah, I guess his idea was, it worked out because I had
Yeah.
a little bit of, I don't know, but it's working out. So,
Well, that's good.
but,
Gives everyone hope that works with their spouse, right? That it is
yeah,
possible.
it is possible. I promise.
Yeah. All right, let's do something fun. We're going to play Would You Rather Shop Edition, and these are tailored just to you, so no dodging. You just have to pick one. All
Okay.
right. So, first one. Would you rather spend all day running the lathe with Luke watching over your shoulder, or spend all day in the office with him asking, "How's Quody going?" every hour?
Definitely running a machine.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because honestly, I
Sounds
don't do quoting.
no.
And you know what? And I can't tell you how many times I was like, can I take that off your plate? I can learn it just, but he showed me really that quoting works best if you know the types of tooling and the cost behind it,
Oh,
and
for
why
sure.
you get this type of tooling to get this type of a cut. Like, and that's kind of a machinist head that I don't
Yeah.
I don't have. And so, I mean, I'll order material here and there and I'll do some things like that, but he actually, to be honest, he does the quoting and he's fine with having the quoting, and I'm okay with him having the quoting. So
Yeah.
you can do that. But I do handle any leads and stuff though. But anyway, I would run a machine. I actually look forward to running the machines. I think it's great. I feel pretty badass. So
Yeah, I
I
would
like to do
too.
it.
I would too.
It's great.
It's a huge piece of
Yeah.
machinery, right?
Oh
All
yeah.
right,
Oh
next.
yeah.
Would you rather get a giant new job from your dream customer, but have to work every weekend for a month, or turn it down to spend weekends thrifting?
Ooh. Ooh. Man, that's rough. I couldn't do the thrifting because you know why? Luke, we donate quite a bit, and then I'll go right back in and buy more stuff, and it drives him nuts. So I really think our marriage wouldn't last if I went that route. I kind of like him, so but
Yeah.
I would do the other one. I would work a few weekends for sure. I
Yeah.
would do that. I do that for him. He does that quite a bit, so I feel like I owe it to him. I owe it to
There
him.
you go.
I do.
Well, good. All right. Well, next, would you rather clean every coolant tank in the shop by yourself, or try explaining to a machinist why you came from cosmetics into CNC?
Oh, I'll leave the coolant tanks to Luke. I could, oh yeah. We could talk about cosmetics a little bit in my transition. Yeah, I do the
I
other.
would rather
Coolant
talk
tank.
to.
Oh, he comes home busted after coolant tank
Oh,
changes.
I
So
bet. Not a
that
fun
it's not
job.
an easy job. No.
Okay, let's see. Would you rather have a machine break down on a Friday afternoon, or have a customer drop off a rush job right as you're locking the shop door?
Oh, drop it off right as we're head out the door. Any
Yeah,
day.
yeah, absolutely. No one
You can
wants to
do
deal with a
that.
breakdown.
Oh no. No, please.
All right, one more fun one for you. Would you rather do a bikini competition on the shop floor in front of the machines, or take Luke to TJ Maxx and let him pick your outfit?
Oh, I would do the bikini comp for sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, Luke. He's tried. He's so cute. He's not, I would say he's gotten some good things in the past, but some things I'm like, really? All right.
Interesting choice.
Yeah. Let's do the bikini comp show. Let's do that. Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay, that was fun. Thanks for playing along with that one. That was fun.
I love that.
All right, let's talk shop culture and what that looks like for a small shop. Why does culture matter, do you think, even if it's just two people?
Oh, absolutely matters. Absolutely. You still have to have one. I can't tell you, especially in the beginning, I can't tell you how many times I didn't understand just not to take, like say, for example, Luke's doing a first run on a machine. I didn't realize how he just could not be bothered. At first, I took it so personal. I'm like, oh, cranky. Like, but there's so much focus when on a first run where something can really go wrong if, he's got to pay
Yeah.
attention to each little step and make sure things are running smooth. Or, bringing up something from home that my daughter did this morning that got me all riled up, and I'm bringing that to the shop, or bills or what have you. And we're still learning. We're not perfect at this at all, but we definitely try and keep a good balance of conversation. We're at work, we're all work. When we're at home, that's different. When we're on dates, let's not talk about the shop. Let's leave, we don't have to talk business all the time. So, especially being family run, I think that can be a little challenging and take some time to work through. There's things that just come up, but anything that's really distracting or just not in the right place and time, we'll keep it for outside the shop once we're out. So
that's a good idea.
Done. So
yeah. Do you have like a go-to tension breaker or something you guys do just to, like you mentioned date nights? Do you have anything else that you guys like to do?
Yeah, my daughter started school. She's back to school today. And Luke and I are super excited because when she's back in school, we get our Friday coffee dates. So it's something that we do Friday mornings. We actually drop her off at school. Well, not at school, at the bus stop. But we'll drop her off together and we'll actually just kind of have a catch-up day, talk a little bit of business over coffee. We go to this place that we really like. It sounds silly, but it's just like grocery shopping and catching up with things. But also, having a little day date. Like sometimes we do brunch or do coffee, but just a time for us to kind of talk about the week, what we have going forward, maybe meetings or something that's super important, content ideas. We kind of do a little business, but then we just find some time to just relax on our Fridays because Luke will work a lot of 410s. So usually Fridays we can work out to have off, and that's super important to us. It's a recharge. Machinists, I'm telling you, between just programming, him doing quoting, putting all of that into this full-on focus, watching a machine and running it. He can get mentally, very tired, exhausted. And
a lot of shops have individual people for all of those roles. So I imagine that that's a lot on one person.
But there are those things that he really likes he can handle. He's doing a great job. But yeah, those Fridays are super important to us. So yeah, again, it's just kind of figuring out what you need in order to ensure that you can keep going and find a good balance of your work.
No, I love that. Something to look forward to.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Oh, that's great. All right. So tell me, where did the nickname Lathe Babe come from?
I love talking about this. So when I first started, I was kind of doing things around the shop, revamping, organizing and stuff, not doing anything too technical. I read on a few books, learned about safety things. He literally threw books at me. He's like, all right, you're going to read this today and read the, just kind of getting the basic shop talk down, right? What's a mill? What's a lathe? Axes, things like that. But the first day I was on a machine, it happened to be our DN Solutions Links. It's our lathe. And he just said, you're on the lathe, babe. And I was like, oh, I don't know what about it, but it kind of stuck. I thought it was kind of cute. Oh, okay. And we decided, should we make, because we have our LinkedIn, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to make a separate whole new profile for our business or just write off my own personal one and, just kind of put a little bit of work, home and stuff. And I decided to change my handle, and I didn't know to what, but I wanted to be a little bit kind of catchy to our business, and Lathe Babe stuck. And that's how it came alive. Was Luke just said, you're on the Lathe Babe, and that was it. So, but it's been funny because when that first started, I think a lot of people thought I was a lathe expert. which I would love to say I am, but I'm not. I love the lathe though. Maybe it's because I have this tie to it because it was the first machine I touched, and I still do those same parts that I learned on when I first came around. It's a great job for us. We have as return repeat work, and in a job shop, that's wonderful if you can count on a job each month. But yeah, I was like, no, I operate the lathe, but I'm not a trained machinist. I know a tiny bit, but I can't get too technical. So yeah, that was kind of funny at first. I was like, maybe this. I had to be honest and broke it down to people, but
I think
people
that's
eventually.
the best way to do it. I try to be honest too, and I'm not a programmer. I hope to understand it better every day, but it's just not what I do. But I think honesty is the best policy.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, just don't pretend to be anything that you're not. And honestly, even though I'm not too technical and I can't talk a lot of shop, I am willing to learn, and I love to hear others just their experiences, as a machinist and their day to day. And honestly, the community's been so welcoming and so great. I met so many great people here, and so many people that if you ask a question, they're willing to answer. They don't treat you like
100%.
you're being dumb or you should know this. I mean, so really, really great men and women in this manufacturing community. Absolutely.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you felt that the nickname, the account, all of that has helped connect you with people in the industry in a different way than you saw before.
Oh gosh, it has actually surprised me how much networking and such and meeting people, whether it's at a tool show or just having a little conversation online. It's been so awesome just getting to know quite a few people. And I've now traveled out of state a couple times to meet a few people. They've come to my state, saw my shop. But LinkedIn has probably been, it's been amazing to not just get to know other shops that are run by other, couples or huge shops that have, started here and now are here, and other women, men, youth. LinkedIn's been great that way in connecting, and it's just been eye-opening to see really to how much women are in this industry and that are doing what my husband does. I mean, they're amazing. I mean, Melissa Ramos with N95 over in California, she runs a shop with her father. She's doing everything. She does programming. She does quoting. She does machining. She's amazing. And so it's those kind of people that are so inspiring and influencing to me, to just getting to know these people on a not just business basis, but getting to be friends, even though it's long distance or something. I think it's been wonderful. So because I was missing that for a long time, not having
I think so too, especially when we work. Like I work from home right now, and so building those connections is super important. And I agree that LinkedIn has just been fantastic. I've learned more. I've made more connections with people I never would have otherwise connected with and learned from. So LinkedIn's amazing.
Yeah, and how instant you can make a connection. You can get work. LinkedIn's also brought us some great work opportunities. And even though our shop's been around for 25 plus years, my in-laws, the way they marketed is not anything like how you can market today. It's so much quicker. You don't have to physically leave the shop and everything shut down just to try and do some go-sees and, try and pass some business cards. I mean, that takes a lot out of a shop when you have to stop everything. So for us for me, really to just go online, have some set time, do Sales Navigator or send some messages or see some people have reached out to me as a lead. It's amazing. It's a great tool. I'm glad we have it.
And it helps us get the word out too, specifically about manufacturing and how important that is, how important the trades are, and women in manufacturing. So it's just another outlet for us to express how important all of that is.
Oh yeah. And our youth, all about the social media, right? And they have now this access to visually see all over the US, all over the world, these people exist and they're making things. And so for those that have that platform and can really focus on sending that message out to the youth, I really think that's important. As you might see, my posts are kind of more fun. They're not too fabricated. I mean, they're just kind of showing a little bit of the day-to-day, the parts we make. Luke and I banter at each other, or maybe there's a product that we like to use. I mean, it's a little bit of everything. And if that influences some youth, I'm all for it. And I'm so excited if that's happening. But there are quite a few out there, men and women, doing some really great things to inspire our youth and able to visit schools and really be able to just inspire them and get that light bulb turned on. I'm like, oh, wow, I actually do have kind of an interest in this. Maybe it's something I can look into, or that's great. Traditional college isn't the only option. I'm psyched.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not for everybody. So
it's interesting because I've done like 5 podcast recordings now, and every single one of them, the same topic has come up in a different way. And it's just about the youth and getting the word out there and going to school for the trades. And so it is such a hot topic, and it's very interesting to me that it comes up naturally in every conversation that I seem to have now. And it's such a great thing though, because it really is important to talk about. When I was in school, it was stigmatized. Like, you don't go to tech school, you go to a 4-year. That's what the option is. Tech school's for people who can't go to 4-year. And that's changed so much now. And we see the labor shortage, and we see how important it is to get more machinists, more programmers, more leaders in manufacturing in the door. So the fact that it is a conversation and one that's happening online too, we definitely need it to continue.
Oh yeah, hands down. Yeah. And I think there's a lot of wonderful men and women out there that can be able to keep that going. And even just to the shop owners that maybe are still figuring out social media, because it is something that is, for some job shop owners and machinists, maybe they're just not quite in that age range, or just, wanting to learn that new skill of basically being a billboard for your business. You kind of have to nowadays, in a way, to get out there is kind of daunting. But I think what they could do, if anything, have some presence on social media, even if it's a little bit, but also be willing to open up your shop for the youth, taking a little bit of time to even just open that door, have like maybe an open house, or talk to a school nearby and say, hey, if you have some tech students into machining, bring them on over. We're gonna have an open house, or something. And that's something I would love to do with Excel Machines. So hopefully that's something we can do here soon. There's some great tech schools surrounding us, but yeah, that little bit of mentorship. If there's a way you can work that into the workday, just for a few minutes, and it doesn't have to be anything very formal. Just inviting them over, inviting a woman or man over, and being like, hey, take a break from your mopping or something, cleaning. I want to show you something.
Yeah.
Casual. And you never know what can happen from that. So I think even those little things can make a difference, and we need it. Take anything we can get,
Yeah.
So yeah.
We have an association in Minnesota called MPMA, and they try to bridge the gap between manufacturers and schools. I don't know if you guys have anything like that in Utah, but they do a lot of what you described in getting students and even people current in the industry into different shops for tours and what they call toolbox talks and these manufacturing 101. And it's just really great opportunity in Minnesota specifically. And I'm not sure, what any other states look like, but that can just be an example of what other states could do to help bridge the gap.
Yeah. We have the Utah Manufacturers Association. I actually went to a conference for them. They're huge on spreading the word to youth and such, and they try and find small businesses and companies to do that for our youth. And so we do have something like that. And I think it's a great association. It's been around for, I think it was maybe last 120 years or something. It's been around for a long time. And they've supported women in manufacturing too, as well. But it's a great association. So I'll have to, look into that a little bit more and see if we can do something like that with them. So inspiring youth and just giving them more options, I think is super, super important. And I really applaud those that can really, invest that time in making those trips and having podcasts and things to get the conversation going. Mm-hmm.
Do you think that there was transferable skills for you specifically between retail and now what you're doing?
Oh, absolutely. Luke, he's super personable guy, super funny. I don't know if you ever have caught him on doing his, he used to do Blue Collars Black Coffee. So it was kind of a little thing he would do in the morning while the machines are warming up, and kind of give a little bit about our shop and make fun of me. He'd love to make fun of me. They're pretty funny. He's a social guy, but I just think kind of having someone like me around that has dealt in sales and done, I mean, more, not cold sales, really. I haven't done a lot of that, but someone coming in needing something and then me being educated about it enough to talk about it and sell it in a way. I've been around that quite a bit. At Sephora, I was a trainer, so I would be actually sent to factories and meet brand founders. And if not the factory itself, they would have a presentation about how this lipstick was made or this blush was pressed or what ingredients were used. And I loved that about my job. If I could just do that, I would have been such a happy camper, because then I love to share that with people. But I loved seeing the machines work, and the lipstick comes out and this is how it's pressed and this is how the essential oil gets in there and things like that. And then just people, these brand founders having these ideas of something and having it come to life. I mean, that's basically what I'm doing now, which is, I think, really cool. Like, we have engineers, they give us CAD files, they have a dream. Can you make this? Like, yeah, we definitely try, and then being able to see some of it in action now has been great. Doing some tours with some customers that we've had, it's great to see our parts actually doing something and making a difference somewhere. And
that's really cool.
Contributing. So, but I mean, I feel like, just my willingness to learn, I think Luke's really appreciated. My willingness to try something even when it's a little bit scary. I mean, he's one day he'll tell me, we're gonna have material delivered today at 1 p.m. It's kind of heavy. You work out, you'll be fine. I'm like, sure, got it. And then some of it I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know. So, but I'll do it, But anyway, and just the willingness to get him out of the shop a little bit and network and talk with other machinists, I think is always fun for me to watch. And him then just kind of work off each other, get some new ideas or skills, or, oh, you do this for this, or so. I don't know. It's I mean, I definitely think there's a skill set for sure, and we kind of balance each other a little bit. And I think that's been great for our company, balance off our skills. So
I was going to say, you never know how strong a woman is until she has to wait for a man to do something. Like, if my fiance is like, yeah, I'll build that later, like, just give me some time. And I'm like, psh, I don't need to wait for you. And then all of a sudden I can lift a couple 100 pounds. It's magic.
I know, right? Or you pull out the drill, or you pull out a ladder, or just walk past him and he'll be like, what are you doing? That'll get him.
Nothing like catching their attention walking past with a power tool.
Right, absolutely. Like, what are you doing? Or you got a picture of a power tool of some kind. I'm doing it. I needed your help. I told you. Now I'm doing myself. So
I come and where's the drill? What do you need the drill for? I don't have time to explain it. Just where is it?
Yeah. Just where is it? Don't ask questions. Just tell me.
I know. You don't want the answers.
Yeah, you don't.
That's so funny. Oh, we're all so similar.
Oh, yeah.
So when we talk about women in manufacturing specifically, do you think that younger women who might be in high school or entering college right now, do you feel like they know that manufacturing is even an option for them?
I don't think so. I would say probably not.
Yeah.
To be honest. I mean, because I feel like even just what I've noticed around me in the community, and there's a lot going on and a lot of people involved, and a lot more than I was even aware of coming into manufacturing, but it's still very relatively small. And I'm hearing, if it hasn't been already, more and more of these hands-on classes in middle schools, high schools were taken out a long time ago. I mean, I remember doing wood shop and things, and pottery, and I mean, but there's still cooking. So it's just, I hope that there can maybe be somewhere someone is just giving the light bulb back. Like, we need to bring some of these back, I think welding or soldering, more woodworking. I mean, even just, a small shop with some manual machines and inspection equipment and getting the kids a feel for some type of metalworking would be great starting at that age. But I think it's tough. I mean, as much as I'm so proud of what I'm seeing and where I
Mm-hmm.
feel like it's going as far as that message to youth, I just don't think it's quite gotten there yet. Um, but I hope so, especially to women. Time will tell. More and more of those exposing themselves, on social media and seeing what can happen. So more tool shows. I mean, invite a friend if you're going.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah,
It's
I don't
definitely
think I
worth
don't think.
checking out
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, they're tons
because
of
it should.
fun. They're great.
Yeah, and I mean it's so cool. There's different things that happen every day, and there really just is so much opportunity, like we talked about before. Getting into manufacturing doesn't mean just one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if you go to a trade school, it opens the door for so many things. There's room to
Mm-hmm.
move up, different roles you can play, and sometimes a 4-year school limits that opportunity. So
Mm-hmm.
it just depends what
Mm-hmm.
you decide to get your degree in. But I just think trade schools are such a good idea nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely. And maybe someone just that's interested in sales. They love sales. They enjoy sales. They like interaction. They like to sell it, learn about a product and sell it. Maybe all of the areas of sales that are very well known possibly wouldn't have as many openings or opportunities as maybe manufacturing because it's not the
Yeah.
first on someone's like, oh, maybe I'll check out what a CNC machine's all about. Maybe I can get
Hmm.
into selling that or tooling or whatever it is. I mean, so kind of how, cosmetics was kind of, you would never think there was a little bit of a link that I just didn't even know about. I mean, so I mean, there's just it's just again just that message of just making sure we get it through the funnel to the youth that this is what we know, but guess what? There's more that you haven't been presented yet, and you can learn more about. So
Yeah, I
very,
think that we talked about the stigma behind it, and I think that goes for women in the industry a little bit too. I think overall the industry is doing fantastic with
Mhm.
um, emphasizing the importance of getting women into manufacturing and advocating for that. But there's still a little bit of hesitation from some, and that could stem from being, I guess, underestimated. And I don't know if
Mhm.
you've ever experienced any of that. Um, I can give an example. Even just yesterday, I got a phone call and someone wanted to explain something to me about what they were doing. And he started the conversation with, "You probably have no idea what I'm even talking about." And I just wanted to say, like, hold on. I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, even though there is, like I said, so much growth and the industry is being so great in investing in women and encouraging them to join, there still is a section of that underestimates a little bit. And I wonder if that is just what's the word I'm looking for? Intimidating, I
Hmm.
think, for women who consider, because
Hmm.
there are people that still underestimate that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think even underestimating a woman wanting to come in manufacturing, but also maybe we can find ourselves underestimating the newest tech or a newer way to do
Mm-hmm.
something. And I think almost in this manufacturing arena, there are people that have been in it for a long time and they're not
Yes.
about to change. They're not about to, they have certain ways that they're just comfortable with and they want to stick with it. I think we're definitely in a time though that where women are putting themselves out there that they can do a lot more than you think we can. And that's still something that hopefully with time can be a little bit more accepted. But yeah, and I mean, women themselves being intimidated, sure. I was definitely feeling intimidated. I mean,
Yeah, me
all
too.
everything that, when you hear G code, when you hear, about tools and, different, it's just a totally different language and thing that, they have to get used to. Um, but I mean, just ask more questions. I
Hmm.
think finding a group and there's lots of groups on LinkedIn, actually. There's forums and
Yeah.
groups you can look to. And if that can also be communicated to women to kind of just see what's the buzz, what women are talking about experiences or or whatnot, and what positions they've gotten within manufacturing, what has been awesome within manufacturing that they've enjoyed, I think is beneficial. So, but yeah, it's just kind of finding it within yourself to work through that intimidation. And honestly, like, I can't tell you, there's been more people than not that have been so much more welcoming than I thought. And they're so willing to, and even just amazed and happy you even have an interest at all in what they're doing, because it really is
Absolutely.
kind of an underground thing, machining. I mean, it's still something to be learned and to be found out about people, and what, and you know, where a lot of our US great things come from. So but
I think overwhelmingly the industry is so welcoming and everyone is so great, and really, if you ask questions, they want to answer them. There's always a little room for growth, and we're getting there, and that goes for women in manufacturing, and as well as age. Sometimes that's just it too. And these kids coming up have so much to offer, and we just have to learn how to embrace it, and teach them everything that they want to know so the industry continues to grow.
Yeah, absolutely. I heard really quick, I heard that there was, so we talked about different generations. This was actually at the conference for the Utah Manufacturers Association, but, the stigmas that come with each generational group of people, right? Say, Gen Z, they have no attention span. None. Gen X, nothing. And millennials, they are very stuck in their own ways, but I can't remember it exactly what they were saying, but they almost had like these traits kind of separating each generation. And so I hope that kind of can be something we can get ourselves out of, because then I think it's just kind of labeling people as a whole and not taking them individually and getting to know them, and seeing that they're more willingness to learn and giving them a shot. I think there's a lot of more collaborative people than ever before in this generation. I actually think there's a lot more collaboration than previous. I think there's a lot more like, well, if you don't know this or whatever, then not part of the club. Like, all about collaboration, learning about each skill set, what we can do to make this better, open to ideas. So and I think that's great with someone wanting to learn a skill like machining. I mean, yeah, let's collaborate. Let's get together. Let's talk about it. I want to know, So
it goes back to what you said about finding yourself a great mentor. And then in my situation, having a wonderful team that backs you up, like you have Luke and your in-laws and everyone is around to help. And with me, I'm not technical by any means. I'm learning. But I have a fantastic team behind me that assists in anything that I need. So just surround yourself with really good people is the best thing I think you can do.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you came from a teaching background, right?
Yep.
That was being a teacher to manufacturing.
I know.
Like, I used to teach. I'm very teachable too, though. Like, teach me.
I want to learn. I want to learn all of it.
Yeah.
That's definitely a trait that came with it too. I'm never satisfied with what I know. I always want to know more. So that's definitely a skill that's helped me in this industry. I've been selling for a while, but I also took CNC courses because I didn't necessarily know how to answer questions. And there's still things that I don't know, but it has helped me tremendously in being able to have conversations and ensure that I'm helping people the best I can, because I understand what they're doing now.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, okay, I see it now. Yes, it's clicking. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I think that was really, really great of you to take some courses. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And I brought that up to Luke too, because there's always that kind of, okay, we're a two-man shop. Is this work consistent enough to keep up with, maybe one employee? But that one employee, as we were doing the math, it's a lot of work just to keep consistent, to keep that employee. And the last thing I would want to do is let them go because the work just wasn't there. So,
it's hard.
It's a tough decision when it comes to growth. Some maybe not so much. They just are ready to just bust through the doors and let's just get this thing. We're gonna, run the world, and that's great. I think that's awesome. More power to them. But But, we've seen more benefits staying small, and it's been time tested, really. I mean, like I mentioned, my in-laws ran this shop, just them two. We pretty much copycatted that formula for Luke and I. But I mean, I've asked him before, should I be taking courses? And I think time will tell with that, because how important our family time is at this point in time. My daughter's 10. She has a lot of activities going on. When she's more independent, that's going to open up so much more time for me.
Absolutely.
when I don't have to be home, make sure she gets ready for school and doing all those things. Because a lot of the time Luke will go to the shop a lot earlier than I will. I do all the, I take care of her in the mornings and then I'll head down. But so yeah, I mean, time will tell with courses. I would definitely like to be more educated, for sure, in a maybe more formal, environment, and that would help me and help him. I think more than he knows. I think it would help, because he's always like, "I'm fine, you're good, we're good." But I think eventually, maybe that's something we could definitely look into, and then I can be, doing more, gathering the tools and doing setups, and I mean, taking that much more off his plate, and I can more understand, why this is this way, why you want to choose maybe this tool for this job and this cut or whatever. I mean, there's lots of benefits. So schooling is definitely great, and it's great that you were able to do that.
Thank you. No, it was a smart decision.
Yeah.
All right, let's do another fun one. Quick fire round. I'm gonna give you a couple categories, and then you give me an answer. Okay.
All right.
What is your favorite machine brand?
DN Solutions.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Gotta rep them.
Yes. What is your go-to shop snack?
Ooh, for me, it's a protein bar. I love the Bear Bells. I don't know if you.
Yes, I have those too. So good. Yeah. Those and those new puff bars.
Oh, yes. Those are the built ones. Those are great. The cookie dough.
I don't think I've had that one. I like the coconut ones.
You gotta do. Oh, coconut's good. Yep. But if you do the built puff in cookie dough, it has 3 little cookie doughs on top. It's amazing. Really? Yes. If it doesn't have 3, I get really mad. I'm like, okay, I got totally gypped here on my cookie dough. But yes, those are good. So for me, it's that. And I probably have energy drinks. So Alani's are great. Bucked Ups are great. Great energy drinks. Luke, I'll just say for Luke really quick, he probably loves, what do I see him eat? He's going to laugh at me. String cheese and potato chips probably is a little snack to have. Yeah, for sure.
It's a blue collar thing.
Yeah. And have a Diet Coke, or he likes the Minute Maid lemonades.
Oh, yeah.
So, and coffee. Lots of coffee.
Always,
yes.
Dream shop upgrade.
Ooh. We have talked more about bar feeders. If we get to that certain quantity for certain jobs that we're thinking of. So I'd still have to man it, but it would be great just to load a bunch of material into the lathe and just have it feed it through, and would save a little bit of time. But
definitely
things like that, it's an investment like anything, and we have to make that make sense. And so if we get to a certain point, then that would be something. So a bar feeder would be great. And I know we've also talked about live tooling, where you can turn and mill and not have to do another. And it's a programming, Luke would have to learn. He's pretty quick though. I'm sure he can handle it just fine. So I would take, again, it's just investment, time to learn. It's always something to consider when you're thinking about upgrading and that. So those are the two things.
That's a good one. That's becoming more and more popular.
Yeah. And I can see where it's really smart. I mean, it could save some time and whatnot. And I've seen it at work, and you can do some really cool parts and be able to get some little grooves and holes. I mean, when you get some intricate stuff, you can go to town. So those are probably 2 things I probably we've probably talked about the most is probably something we look into. But we just got our new mill, so we're good on big purchases for a little bit. So
Yeah, those come with the price tag. So
yeah, need a little bit of a breather. Work through this for a little while, and then we
yeah.
can see about some additions. So, but
What was your best shop buy under $100?
$100. Huh. Let me see.
Maybe.
We got a good deal on some new floor mats that were squishy by the machines.
Oh,
Wow.
the anti-fatigue ones.
Yes. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
that was great. That feels
That's a
nice.
good one.
You know? So
That's a good
that
one. I
was a
wouldn't have
big,
thought of that.
yeah, those make a difference for sure. So yeah, that's a good one.
What about the craziest thing you've ever bought or sold on Marketplace?
Ooh. What have I bought that's kind of crazy? Oh, I'm in the process of purchasing one of those Labubus. You know those
Are
Labubus
you? I know what
on
they are.
Marketplace for my daughter. I'm like, and it was the funniest ad ever that I had seen on Marketplace. She was totally transparent about her insanity with trends. She's like, I am way too quick on getting on with trends. She had like a bunch of Stanleys, Labubus,
Mm-hmm.
all like, the Lululemon bags and tons of things where she just had too much of. And she happened to have these Labubus, and those are a hot item.
They
And
really are.
it just stuck out to me because I'm like, am I really going to spend this much on this freakish looking demon keychain thing? Like, what is,
Yeah,
but my
I
daughter
don't.
like just wants one so bad. And I'm like, I guess we've all been there. We had the creepy Furbies. I
I
don't
was
know if
gonna
you remember
say,
like the
yeah,
first
we had
ones.
some weird stuff too. Our parents probably thought we were crazy.
Yeah.
But
Like, I'm not
that's
getting
okay.
that thing. Are you kidding? Looks like a
I
gremlin.
know.
So,
But now I
but
look
yeah,
back and Furbies really were creepy.
they were. They were. I don't know what we were thinking. Yeah, it's cute. It talks and
I
its
got one
eyes.
of the I got one of the new ones for my daughter when they came out
Oh,
like what a year or two ago.
yeah.
Far
Yeah.
less creepy, but
Oh,
now I'm
yeah.
just traumatized, I think, from the ones we
Oh,
had.
yeah. Yeah. My daughter got one of the new ones, and I'm like, wow, these are a lot cuter than that I remember. And I showed her the old
Mhm.
one, and she was like, yeah, I don't like that. I'm like,
That's something
yeah.
out of a horror movie, like Gremlins or something.
Yeah, exactly with gremlins. Oh my gosh. But they're
Oh,
cuter now. They're not too bad now. They're all
no,
right.
they're not as bad. Definitely. All right, it's time for Machinist Myths Rachel edition. I'll throw out a statement and you tell me if it's fact or fiction and why. Okay, one, if you're not running a machine, you're not really in manufacturing.
Ugh, false. Hard false.
Yeah, totally.
Hard false.
Yeah,
Absolutely a
so many
machine.
options. Hmm.
So many options. People have to understand it's not just running a machine. You have so much worth in so many areas that without these other areas surrounding, whether it's sales, tooling, you're managing a team of sales in tooling, you're handling social media, you're doing marketing that you are in manufacturing.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Totally
Absolutely.
agree. Totally agree.
Yes. You belong
Number
here.
two, you can't work with your spouse without driving each other crazy.
I would say that's pretty true. We can drive each other.
That's natural. I don't even know if you can run a household without driving each other crazy. So,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, and Luke, what's funny about him is he is brutally honest. He won't hide it if I'm driving him crazy. He won't. He's like, I can't. He's like, what's wrong with you today? What's going on? But I know that it's not like he's being mean, but he is so honest. He's just like, what's going on?
all right. Small shops have to grow big to compete.
Absolutely myth. Myth. And why I say that is because in our location, and I don't know if this is pure luck or if this happens with everyone. So we're small, but we have quite a few shops surrounding us that are quite a bit bigger. They are larger. I mean, they have lots of machines, maybe, I don't know, 7, 8 machines 10 plus employees, huge building, right? And they do lots of work. There are plenty of times where they will get, small quantities, onesie twosies, or I just need 25, or I just need 100. There's no way they're going to do a setup and do that kind of work for how big they are. They just don't have the time for that. They want the big orders, like large quantities, right? But that's where we come in, and we still exist. So I feel like you can still be that shop, and especially with good networking, good relationships, you make, you get yourself out there, make yourself known. It's all, kind of comes with it, but you're the one that comes top of mind. Like, hey, Excel can do this, and they can refer, and then vice versa. We get work where people really are surprised how small we are sometimes, especially with the presence online. And like, oh wow, you are only 2 people and you have 4 machines like that. I mean, that's it. Like yeah, we're small, but light, fast, accurate. It's the kind of work we do, just general engineering. And there are still people that just need 1 or 2 of something, or maybe 1 to 1,000. We're great. Like, we can do that. So I still think you can have a very successful shop being small, and just knowing your location and what's surrounding you, and making sure that, you have some good relationships and just kind of bounce that work, back off from each other. And it's helped us great. And there's a few that have been doing that with Excel for years, and it's been a great relationship. So you can definitely be competitive and be known as that small job shop that they make great parts, they're on time, easy to talk to, great people. I want you to go visit them. They got you. So that's what we pride ourselves on.
100%. Sure. Yeah, I agree. I see the same things. So, small shops are important. They're always needed. And relationships, I think, is key.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yep.
All right. Last one for you. Myth or fact, manufacturing is not creative.
Manufacturing is not creative? Oh.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. That's a myth. Manufacturing is very creative. My husband and machinists in general, they make something out of nothing. They have that type of personality that we're going to figure this out and make it work. I'm going to get this certain cut or position, making this type of fixture, and we're going to make it work. I'm going to hold it with this. I see it with Luke all the time. I mean, super creative people, super, super smart, really good with their hands. And they just have this, I think, this type of brain that just can figure stuff out. And I think it's a very, very special skill. Not everyone has that. They will give up so quick and just find an excuse and move on. No, if you want to be in the machining world, you want to run that machine program and stuff, got to be willing to work through the tough stuff, get creative, make it work. So absolute myth that machine.
I see it too. And I think that just is a skill with the trades. Like, my fiance is a contractor, carpenter, and same thing. Literally, I could be like, we need this, and he can make it happen. And I'm like, I was just going to buy one, but that works.
Yeah, it's surprising, right? Oh my gosh, I love that. You and my husband would get along great, because he's the same too around the house. Yeah, he finagles something for my daughter, or maybe a toy or something. He makes it, fixes it all up, or just has an idea. It's like, I don't want to buy one. This is better, that type of thing. And I'm like, yeah, it is. Great job.
Yeah, it really is better. They last longer.
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, I mean, as kind of annoying as sometimes that gets, because I think with that type of brain, well, for Luke, I can maybe just speak for him, but he's a little obsessive compulsive, where it has to be a certain way, and machining, it has to be a certain way, or it's not going to work. I think it's just kind of comes with the territory, like, so. But anyway, it's a great skill. I'm glad he has that. Kind of go fix it. We're going to figure it out.
Absolutely.
Put it my way.
Well, Rachel, this has been so fun. Before we wrap up, where can people connect with you?
Oh, yeah. So you can connect with me on LinkedIn. We do on LinkedIn have a Excel machine manufacturing shop page as well. So a lot of the time I will tag our shop in a lot of my posts. But also you can find Luke and myself on Instagram. I'm pretty sure we'll make sure to provide the handles for that. But
Yeah, we
Lathe
can
Babe
drop
Excel
it.
Machine, Luke Excel Machine, pretty simple. But the best way, if there is any work or inquiries that you might have, any requests for quotes, best to reach my husband at luke@mixelmachine.net. So also, there is a website that we have, super easy, excelmachine.net. You can find us and kind of see the work that we've done, but light, super accurate, fast type of work. That's where you can look us up and see what we can do for you.
Perfect. Great. Well, that's it for today's episode of CNC Underground After Hours. Thank you again, Rachel, for hanging out and sharing your story with us and being candid. For everyone listening, keep the coolant clean, the deadline's close, and remember, you might already be the boss and just not know it.
Yes. Thank you.